So in this video, I wanted to talk about how I started my journey as a personal trainer. Because I get that question sometimes, like, how do you start? Like, where do you begin? And I was quite young when I started. Um, I I started back in 2016. I think I was around. It's fucking hard to calculate the age, but maybe I was around 22 years old or something like that. And up to this point, I later started my online fitness business, had a gross revenue over $6 million, and built a big team and all of that. So it's been a journey. So maybe you are wondering yourself, like, okay, how should I start? I have a passion for fitness. Do I leave my current job? Like, what should I do? Um, but I will just tell you my story on like all the steps on like, okay, what was the first step? How did I get into the industry? How did I grow? How did I learn? Why did I start online? So you kind of maybe can get some inspiration from it. And because I think like if you are looking to start your online fitness business or your journey as a personal trainer, I think it's good for you to hear somebody else's journey, because you can get inspiration from that, and it can probably inspire you to maybe do the same. So it was back in probably 2016, 2017, something like that. I I just graduated university, and I actually had like a degree in business administration. But alongside that, how can I say, education that I took from university, that's a safe degree, like you can work with, a lot of things if you have a degree in business administration. But I also took some courses, in like sports and nutrition and stuff like that on the side that was included in my degree, because I knew at the same time, like, because at that point of time in my life, like, I knew for a fact that I want to be in the fitness industry. I don't know how, you know. I also studied something called sports management and stuff like that. So I finished university, and I had this degree, and I still had no idea how should I be able to land a job inside this industry. Will it be in a sports club? Will it be, getting some job at some academy, or because I wanted to work with sports, like, if I could, because like that was my passion for my whole life. I've been a football player, or in America you call it soccer, for my whole life, and it was a passion of mine. So I knew, like, I need to be in that industry, but I didn't know how. So my logical thing was, okay, if I want to be in this industry, what's like the low hanging fruit? Like, what's the easiest step for me to get into this? And then I was thinking about personal training. Um, so because at that time I remember, like, vividly, like, if if I had unlimited money and I could do anything, what would I like to do? I like to ask that question. Uh, and at that point of time, I was like, yeah, if I had unlimited money and I can choose whatever I want to do, I would like to be like a personal trainer, like out in Miami in the United States, work with clients, enjoy the sun. Something like that was in my mind. Okay, but obviously I will not travel to United States and get a job there. It would be crazy, right? So I had to start somewhere. So I realized, okay, I need to start working as a personal trainer. And the first step, so I actually told my mother, like, on the day of my graduation. She was like, what are you gonna do now? Blah 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 blah. And I told her that uh, I'm gonna become a personal trainer. And I remember we had like an argument, because she was like, "Oh, but you spend all this time and money to get this degree, and it took you 3 years and whatnot." And but yeah, so she didn't really understand the logic behind it, because, like, being a personal trainer, when you start, everybody knows this. It's like a low income, first few years, because nobody starts personal training, like in-person personal training, and you don't blow off immediately, because you don't have any client base. So I decided to do that. So the next step was to get some experience. So I started to look in my network for friends and family who needed help, and I charged them very little to get some experience with coaching. I know at that point I already had a lot of experience, in like you can take many degrees, as a personal trainer, but I think you get a lot of experience just from your passion. Obviously I had been, how can I say? I had been trying to become a professional football player like in my younger years, so I learned a lot about training and nutrition during that time. But getting this experience actually coaching another person, I needed to get that. So I did that. Um, Not that like I wouldn't say it was like super many sessions or anything like that, but I did that. And the next step after that was like, okay, I need to get into a gym, because I was thinking like if I can be in a gym with other trainers, I can learn from them. So I started to apply for jobs, even though I didn't have like a personal training license. Um, and on the interview, they liked me, and I remember that how can I say, the boss of the gym, she told me that I had the qualities to succeed. And I asked like what are the qualities that you were looking for, because like obviously I didn't have the license yet. But she told me that, say, if you work here, I will pay the license for you. It was like 5K or 6K to get like a proper personal training license at the time. But she said like you have the quality of like you have the hunger. I think that because she said like the biggest problem is that it's easy to find good trainers, but most people don't understand like that it takes a lot of work to get the clients. You know, in personal training, it's not like people are gonna walk up to you and say, "Hey, what's your packages?" Like obviously it happens sometimes, but personal trainer, personal training is like a seeking job. Like you have to seek for your clients, you have to approach people. It's a selling job. And she believed that I could make it. So they paid for my license. And then I started working. And my strategy in the gym was a bit different to what most people do. So I approached everybody in the gym that looked approachable and obviously weren't busy training. Maybe they were resting. I spoke to them. You have to fill the room with who you can talk to. You don't want to interrupt people. But every day I set a goal that I would approach at least 5 people in the gym, introduce myself, letting them know like I'm new. And I offered all of them like a free session. And I told them like it was a campaign because I'm a new trainer basically. So it sounded a little bit more official. And like I knew for a fact that if I speak with 5 people every day, I would book one of those, 1 or 2 consultations. So that resulted in every week I had between 7 to 14 consultations. Easy, right? Because so the next step was to take these consultations. Like in the consultation, it was like I trained with them 45 minutes, and then I took 15-20 minutes to talk to them and see if they would like to join any package. So obviously in the beginning, it was hard to convert them to paying customers, because I didn't know anything about structuring a meeting and structuring like how to close a deal. I didn't know anything about that. So I took help, from the other trainers in the gym. I booked meetings with them and let them show me like, okay, what do you say on the meetings? How do you structure it? How do you sell the longer programs? And they basically showed me. So like this is what was one of the big things for me. Like if I didn't join a gym like that, how on earth would I figure out that on my own? It would taken too long. And thanks to that, like in my first month, and happily, like I was a bit lucky because my first month was a January month. I closed 4,000, no 14,000 in revenue. Okay, like in contracted revenue. So it was very good. And I think during that month I was one of the top. I had like one of the best months of all of the trainers there, bringing in new revenue. Okay, I worked in the gym for a year or so, and then I got a big problem. So just like only 1 year in working as a in-person trainer, I got nerve damage in my arms. So as you can see, like I'm quite a thin guy. Few years before, when I actually could train, I was a little bit bigger guy. So for the last like 7 years, 7-8 years, like I got some problem like nerve damage in my forearms and in my right lower leg. So I get pain when I work out and when I do basic things. Like I can't even use like a regular mouse. Like I use like a something like this. I'm not sure if you've seen it before, but it's like a mouse where you can just use your thumb. So that was fucked up, you know. I fucking made all this effort. I chased my dream, and now I can't even work as a personal trainer anymore. So this, then I got from one of the trainers in the gym. I got the idea from them because this was very early, 2017 or something, 2018. They were like, "Have you heard about online training?" And I was like, "What's that?" And that's how I got my eyes open for online training. And I started my online fitness business, left the gym, and started from there. And that business was started in October 2018, Nordic Training Club, which is the official name of my fitness business. On Instagram, it's Constance Training, the Instagram account. And I grew that all the way to $6 million in gross revenue. Built a nice team. Aris, that just walked past here, has been working with me for over 5 years now. And I have like 2-3 other employees that have been working for me for over 5 years. So it's been a nice journey. But that story about the online business and all of that is for another video. But this is the thing, like I just wanted to give you an idea on how the journey will actually be like this. It will be like this. You just have to take the next step. You think about, okay, what's the logical next step for me? Okay. So if you are in the plans of maybe starting your online fitness business, I made a link, like a video. It's in the description below that you can watch, where I break down how you can start your online fitness business, or if you're already running it, like how you can grow it to over $10,000 per month in recurring revenue with my unique method that's called the Evergreen Community Method that I teach. So the video is free. It's 20 minutes below. It's like a masterclass where I break everything down. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'm also at Instagram at Wolf of PT if you want to follow me there. I post some content over there as well. And thank you for watching, and good luck with your personal training career. I hope that you will be successful and that you will be able to change the lives of a lot of people, because fitness is amazing and it actually does change the world. Okay, now I'm gonna end the video. Talk soon. Bye.